I work at David Godwin Associates, and I've been there for about 4 years now. I have worked as David Godwin's assistant for 3 of those years, and I still am, but I'm also now a literary agent in my own right, junior agent. So I am looking to take on my own clients and build a small list. My day-to-day schedule will vary and has absolutely no timetable. I am fielding queries for about 200 of our clients, as well as negotiating contracts, sending out submissions. I do the office management as well, so buying the toilet roll whilst negotiating the contracts, and also working on making my own clients' work as good as it possibly can be before we send it out, and also, of course, looking for new clients, which is one of the most exciting parts. Top tips for aspiring writers. I do feel like writing a novel or a piece of nonfiction can, well, less so nonfiction, but it can feel like quite a solitary job. You can be sat at home for a year writing a book, and then suddenly you've got to engage with this industry that you may not know a huge amount about. So I would encourage people who are writing anything to, before they even start writing, to engage with the industry, because ultimately if they want things to work, they have to understand that it is an industry that, you're trying to sell it, and so you have to be writing something that's suitable for a market that already exists, or trends that are about to happen, and things like that. So engage with the industry, talk to as many people as you can within it, get any helpful hints and tips. Obviously you want to write something that's important to you. You shouldn't just write for, the shops. But it's a shame. I always feel it's an incredible shame when someone's put their heart and soul into a piece of writing and there's just no market for it. So it's just gone to waste. And it's just really sad. It's one of the most upsetting things about the job is saying no to a book that is beautifully written, but it's about something that's either been, 100 books of a similar ilk have already gone out. And it's just heartbreaking to say, I'm so sorry, go back to the drawing board. If I were to open up a submissions email, I want to see someone who, because it's ultimately, if you take on a client, you're looking at a working relationship that should last over very many years and decades. So you want to be seeing someone in the letter who you might be friends with, or who's very professional, or who really understands what they're doing. And I want to know what their book is in a very short space of time, because as an agent I would then be pitching it to other people along with a handful of other books. So, and I want it to stand out, and I want the editor I'm pitching it to hear just how enthusiastic I am and excited about it. So I want to feel enthusiasm and excitement and confidence and a clear idea. It's a really difficult thing if you have someone tell you, well, I've written a book and I'm not sure how to tell you about it. So you're like, well, how am I going to then tell other people about it? I need to see what it's about immediately, and immediately feel excited about it. I will read them as best I can. It's quite a quick decision though sometimes. We receive so many. If I read every single submission fully, it might take several months of my life. I have to read them, I consider them, I would decide whether or not it was a fit for my list. And so there are just so many reasons why something may or may not be a good fit for me. I may already represent someone who has written a specific book that I'm being given. So I would maybe respond and just explain my reasoning for saying no. But if I did like it, I would then ask to see the whole thing. And I tend to get really overly excited if I'm loving something. And immediately want to call the author or talk to them on the phone, get them in for a meeting. The response is hugely variable, just as the submissions are, but I either respond with a reasonable reason for not, sometimes I may not connect with the writing, which is just the way it is, unfortunately, but a more clever person than I am may engage with it and love it and call you enthusiastically, or yes, I may call you in, ask to see the whole thing. I did a classical civilization degree at Leeds, Then I did a publishing master's. Then I did approximately 7 internships. And then I worked as an assistant in a film and TV department in an agency. And then I moved to DGA, where I have remained ever since, thankfully. They've really varied. Some people just want to come in for a chat and say their general writing, what they're working on in general, whereas others have finely honed their pitch, and they're saying to you what you would read in a cover letter. I wish I could come here more often, really, because firstly, I spend every day at a desk receiving email submissions, because that's just how it happens nowadays. And as much as they can be fabulous and exciting, you still don't see the person on the other end, and you still can't engage with them in the same way. And also you want to, push over the wall that authors feel there is between agencies, publishers and authors. There's a certain amount of intimidation between the two, and there shouldn't be, because we're all enthusiastic about books. We just love reading, we love a good story. Usually we want to talk about these stories all the time. So it's nice to be able to meet people one-on-one. And also, I went to uni up here and I miss it, and I want to talk to people from the north more often. We'll move to London, that would be nice. It's really nice. We've had people travel down from Glasgow and from all around the UK. They've all come here, and I think it's a really nice opportunity to have a hub. Workshops, pitches, talks. It's really exciting. I intend on doing a bit more scouting after the pitching sessions. I would definitely recommend people come to these kinds of things more often, just because, like I say, it gives you the chance to put a face to a name. Agent this, agent that on Twitter. You might see them all the time on there, but actually, we're not in an ivory tower. We're very much your average Joe. And it's really nice to be able to talk to authors themselves. We talk to our own authors all the time, but I think that I just hate to think of people sitting at home feeling like I've tried and it's over. People should really meet people in publishing.